Welcome to the show. Welcome to Your Thought Life podcast. I am your host, Michael Anderson. Today, we're talking about why good decisions start with your mindset. This episode is about the idea that your mindset is more than just a background hum in your daily life. It's the driving force behind every decision you make, from your career choices to your relationship. The lens through which you see the world determines what you believe is possible and what remains out of reach, unfortunately. So, what if we shifted the lens to open it up to entirely new opportunities? That's what we're going to talk about today. Why good decisions start with your mindset. Let's talk about the power of positive and how that impacts opening the mindset up. In the spirit of positivity, let's open this up with the good news. Your mindset is not fixed. Forget those stories of those who were unlearned and perhaps uneducated who told you this is what you got, this is all you're ever going to have, and make the best of it. That is not the situation that you are faced with today. You're faced with an entirely different set of circumstances, positive set of circumstances, whereby you can change anything about your mental mindset that you would so desire to do. You can do this with coaching. You can do this with meditation. You can do this with time that you spend alone determining what makes you tick. And any of these vehicles are going to be fantastic assets in your library to help you move into a state where you can open your mind up and see how your mindset is shaping all of your decisions. Research in psychology shows that an optimistic mindset doesn't just make you feel better. It's a cool concept, but it enhances your problem-solving abilities, it fuels creativity, and it boosts your resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back in the face of adversity. When you believe in possibilities, you naturally gravitate toward actions that align with growth and progress. Think about it like this. Someone with a can-do attitude is far more likely to embrace risks, try new strategies, and persist in the face of setbacks than someone stuck in a negative frame of mind. Call that a fixed mindset. You being in a growth mindset and being open to positivities allows you to expand your horizon. This is what we mean by an open mindset. Let's take another example. When faced with a career challenge, as an example, positive mindset might prompt you to think, what skills can I develop to overcome this? Instead of the converse, which says, I'm not good enough for this and I don't have what it takes. This simple yet powerful shift opens the door from being a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Let me tell you, you want to do this as quickly as possible because you want to slam that fixed mindset door and never see it again, because it does not seek to serve that which you have in mind and heart for your future. Your future will be principally determined by what you think, how you feel, and what you say. Now, what is the cost associated? Let's do a little pain. We started off with some positivity. Let's do a little pain for a moment. Let's look at the flip side of this. Sometimes we have a propensity, because we are humans, to cling to negative views or programming that we got as young kids. Negative mindsets are, well, negative. And they foster fear, self-doubt, inaction, and self-esteem issues. Over time, they create a self-fulfilling prophecy where you miss out on the opportunities because you've convinced yourself that they're not attainable. You don't have what it takes. You don't have the training. You don't have the connections. Whatever the case is, you have already created the environment for these things to never come to pass, right? You're on the opposite end of manifestation. Studies show that chronic negativity impacts not just your mental health, your physical well being, your decision making skills, and your interpersonal relationship. Negativity impacts every arena of your life where communication is important. Imagine someone who's constantly thinking, I've never been good at this, and they hold to that notion. What do you think is going to happen when they get in a situation where they have to exhibit that skill? Exactly. You're absolutely right. They're going to behave the same way they have programmed themselves to behave. They can't do it. It's always been a failure. This won't be any different. I want to tell you that the key takeaway here is that negativity doesn't just cloud judgment. That's just one component. It actually holds you back from reaching your full potential. There is so much potential in each of us that is untapped. But because of these negative viewpoints that we have, we're unable to really harvest from ourselves that which we're capable of. And it's just such a tremendous disservice to us in our being when this is playing out like theater day after day, week after week, month after month, worst case scenario, year after year. I have known people who, and I didn't understand it at the time when I was coming up, people around them would say, oh, he or she is, they're just stuck in their ways. And it's so much more to it than that. It's way more than they're stuck in their ways. They are in a perpetual cycle of mindset limitations, of negativity that they have trained themselves to live in. That is their environment. There is no need for them to break out, and the perpetual cycle remains for as long as they live. I do not want that for you. I do not want that for you. Let's begin to think about some things we can do to transform the way we deal with this set of circumstances. How about adopting a beginner's mindset? And what this says is simply this: approach every situation with curiosity, just as if you were a kid. Replace beginner with kid or child. This means setting aside any preconceived notions and being open to new ideas and experiences. Talked about opening the mind up. This is how you do it. For instance, when you're tackling a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn here? This mindset not only opens you up and allows for continuous growth, but it also reduces fear of failure. And this is one of the things that really stands in the way of most people who have overarching dreams, goals, and desires that they want to pursue that they can't. Next, I want you to consider a mental detox. What's that about? Let me tell you. It's as simple as you setting aside 10 minutes a day to clear your mind of mental clutter. This could be through free writing. This could be through structured journaling. This could be through meditation. Any of these things will help you to begin to understand what is making you tick and why, plus whatever feelings that you're feeling. There's a really cool thing that takes place when you come into the realization that you're in this state. You come to the understanding that there's a window of opportunity that you've been missing day after day. Now, because you have heightened your sense of awareness to this, you can get into that little window and create some meaningful change. This is the goal of the detox: raising your awareness, what things are going on in your head, getting them written down in a structured way so you can begin to really dive into each one of those elements to see how you can make them go away. I would also encourage you to implement visualization. This has been an absolute game changer in my life. The time that I set aside, those few minutes each part of the morning, and then when I might do my midday reset or my midday reboot, just checking in and going, hey, in the beginning of the morning, this is how my day is going to be. I close my eyes. This takes practice. With the greatest amount of detail, I'm looking into the day. I'm seeing myself doing what I desire to get done for that day. This means you got to have a plan for your day. And I'm seeing myself being faced with obstacles. And I'm seeing myself exercising resilience, right? This is called you don't get this without consistency. And I'm seeing myself negotiate the day the way I want the day to go. Guess what? Now I am squarely in charge of the outcome of the day, tied to the goal of the day, tied to whatever my short term goal is for that week, month, or quarter. You see how this radically changes the narrative in your favor? But you can't do this until you have come to a space in your heart and mind where you go, yep, this is me. I'm going to now get really diligent about understanding who I am and why I am this way. And I'm going to begin working diligently again to bring up the areas that are less than to the areas that are assets. This is all it takes, family. This is all it takes. Now, am I telling you that it's simple? I am not telling you that. Am I telling you that dedication is absolutely paramount? Yes, I am. The race is not given to the swift and to the strong. It's given to the person who's able to endure to the end, till the change comes, till you've had mastery in the new skill set that you've been building. There is an opportunity for each of us. I say that with a great deal of confidence, having worked with literally hundreds of people in mindset spaces, in mindset arenas. If you're able to change how you feel, how you think, what you say, then you're going to be able to change the decisions that you make. You're going to be able to change them from ones that don't benefit you to ones that do benefit you. This is the absolute goal of self-development. By adopting an open mindset, celebrating those small victories, reframing those negative self-talks, and leaning into being open to new opportunities, you are going to unlock a future that is just full of new possibilities that allow you to conquer, to obtain, to enjoy all the things that you had not been able to enjoy before you decided to do the work to make meaningful change that you can be who you desire to be. And I'm with you for the entire journey. Whatever I can do, you let me know. I'm here for you. Thanks for joining today. We most certainly appreciate you taking the time to listen. Leave us a rating and a review. You are enough. You can do it. You are uniquely equipped to realize your goals. Until next time, take care and be safe.